The victim of a career criminal who went on a multi-state crime spree this past winter, recounting the moment she came face to face with Jesse Spitzer. Spitzer was finally sentenced to life in prison 7 months after officers caught up with him. Thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Stephanie Vigil. Spitzer's crime spree started January 21st in Western Washington. His run from police brought him through Spokane, Post Falls, and finally Montana. KHQ's North Idaho reporter John Webb is live now with details on the final chapter in this violent story.
Yeah, good evening, Steph. According to court documents, 30-year-old Jesse Spitzer was sentenced to life in prison with 20 years fixed. He pled guilty to 16 charges, most of them being felonies.
He should be incarcerated for sure. If he can't live in society, he can't live in society, but I don't want him dead anymore.
That's Lee Lagenza, a Wallace resident whose car was reportedly hijacked by Spitzer in February. Spitzer was involved in a series of vehicle thefts in Washington. He reportedly eluded police in Washington 2 times before making his way into Post Falls. He had been missing for several days in between his encounters with authorities. That's until Post Falls police made contact with Spitzer, eventually leading them on another pursuit. Spitzer continued east toward Kellogg, Idaho, where he was located again. Authorities deployed spike strips, which led him to Wallace. That's when Lagenza says he brandished a firearm and ordered her and her husband to get out of the truck.
My husband was yelling at me several times to get out, but I didn't know why he was yelling at me because I couldn't see him until he jumped into the truck. And then he put a gun to me and told me to get out.
Her husband was out of the truck by that time, but Lagenza says she had to get a few things before she got out.
I remember thinking, he can't have my purse. I'm taking my purse. So I took the time to grab my purse and a couple other things.
Lagenza got out of the truck, and that's when Spitzer took off, heading east toward Montana. Police chased him nearly 30 miles to Hagen, Montana, where he threatened officers with a handgun and ran away again. He was detained the next morning after police found him hiding in a camper. Court records say Spitzer has mental health issues and has since been receiving medication. Documents say Judge Lamont Perez told Spitzer Friday, quote, "I've seen mentally ill people in court. The majority don't turn to crimes of violence. You have a history of disregard for people's lives and willingness to shoot or kill someone who may stop you. This is frightening and demands accountability." Lagenza, on the other hand, feels bad for Spitzer.
I started feeling really bad for him. There wasn't anyone there to talk for him, to talk in defense of him. He was extremely apologetic throughout.
And Steph, Spitzer has a previous conviction out of the state of Nevada for attempted murder. He served 8 years and then was released. Now he could be placed on parole after 20 years here in the state of Idaho. Live in North Idaho, John Webb, KHQ Local News.
Thank you, John.